excited to chat with you. This is so exciting.
Likewise.
Yeah. In a week from today, you're going to be embarking on the Reset US tour, which is amazing. How does it feel to be hitting the road again on tour?
Really excited to go out and hang out with the fans again. We're gonna have a ball. It's a lot of dancing and shaking and screaming, and we're gonna have our shows are amazingly fun, and so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good night.
That's awesome. I could tell that's going to be the vibe just listening to this new album, The Reset. Of course, you're going to be performing tracks from this latest album you've got with the California Jet Club. What motivated you to put this album together?
It was actually written during COVID, which was a really emotional time for everybody. So it was perfect to make a record, because everybody who wrote on the record was, emoting like everybody else and had strong opinions, and so it was good to. It was, although it was a horrible time for the world, really. It was a good time to make records because there was so much to talk about and think about.
Absolutely. That's great that you could use that time and pour your creativity into that. And what I think is special about the album, Macy, in my opinion, is each song does have a message to it, but it comes through in such like a funky, groovy way. One of my favorite songs on it is Every Night You Got on there featuring Mano. What was it like working with him on that track?
Mano is the coolest. He's been around for a long time, and he's still doing his thing, and I always have so much respect for that because the record business is so hard, and he just really nailed it. I didn't give him any direction, and he came right in with like something totally positive and like just so perfect for the song. So it was probably one of the best collaborations I've ever done.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Great to hear. And I'm sure Mano loves to hear that too. Taking it back to the early 2000s, real quick here, Macy. You won a little Grammy for your iconic song, I Try. I've always been curious. So now that I'm talking to you, could you talk a little bit about the story behind that song?
Yeah, I think I know I had just met my husband. I was like, I must have been 25, 26. And we were actually in different rooms in our apartment because we were mad at each other. And I wrote that song for him, and then I went upstairs to play it for him. He was watching basketball. He was a huge Knicks fan. He's from Queens. And so I played it for him, and he was kind of annoyed that I was interrupting his basketball game. And he said, "Oh yeah, that's cool, that's great," like that. And then so I never thought it was it was a big deal.
Right.
Like I had that song for a while, and I didn't think it, like when it blew up, I was totally, nobody was more shocked than I was because my husband had told me it was an okay song, so
Wow. Well,
I didn't
jokes on
I didn't
that,
really think
man.
much of it. I know. So I don't know. It really was like a huge gift from the sky for me because I had no idea that people would like it that much and still like it.
Yes, it still resonates to this day. Thank you for sharing that story. Do you ever get sick of performing that one, or do you still love it?
No, I still love it. I mean, we play it, of course, every time I get, we do a show, and people just go crazy. Like they, like they'll the most, there's always people that come to the shows and they just want to sit there,
Yeah,
and even those people will get up and they'll just start singing. They'll go crazy. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So
That one's for
I still love it.
everyone.
Um, it's a great song. I swear to you, like my confession, I still don't get what all the fuss is about. Uh, but we still love playing it, and I just like seeing the smile that it puts on everybody.
Absolutely. They love to hear it for sure. And you've been in the game for a minute here. You actually released your debut album back in 1999. So I'm wondering, how do you think the music industry has evolved since that time?
Oh, it's totally different. It's like
Mhm.
unrecognizable. It's a completely different industry, and I don't know if I would say that it's better. I think it's been devalued a little bit. I think music is something that makes people better, makes people feel better, and I think they've kind of made it where like they've kind of presented it where it's not worth what I think it's worth. So um it's changed a lot. It's good for the fans because the fans have access to anything, anytime,
Mhm.
and there's a lot more artists. You can if you're an independent artist, you have a much better chance in 2023 than you did back when I started. So it's everything changes though. You can't really sit and say, oh, I wish it was the way it used to be, because nothing is. So
Right.
um it's cool. I liked it better when I started out though. I thought it was a bigger industry. I thought it was had a lot more, I don't know. It was a little more exclusive, and it was when people put records out, it was important. Now it's just kind of something that happens, every day. So I don't know, but it is what it is. So you kind of you adapt.
Totally. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I think with technology advancing the way it has, accessibility, both people listening to music and people making music, has just gone crazy in numbers because anyone can do it these days. So what you're saying totally makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really bash it because that's it. We can be upset, but for what? So I think somebody like me who started back then has had to really adjust and learn to do things differently. But we'll see. I mean, it's gonna change again too. So everybody get ready.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it were up to you, Macy Gray, what changes would you like to see in the music industry?
Like I said, I just think that music should be a little more valued.
Mhm. In addition to making music, you've also done a fair share of acting. So I'm curious, what role has been your favorite to play thus far?
Um, Probably Idlewild. I did a movie with the Outcasts with Andre and Big Boy. We had so much fun on that set. It was like a bunch of kids at Disneyland. We all moved to Wilmington for about a month, and we just partied and made a movie. It was like heaven. It was like what heaven must be like.
Oh,
So
that's freaking awesome.
yeah, we had a good time making that.
Oh, that's great memories. Do you have plans to do some more acting down the road?
Yeah, like everybody else in town, we had
Mhm.
stuff coming up before the strike, so we'll see what happens after. I think it's going to take a while to settle back into and catch up on all the projects and stuff. So I don't know when the movie I was going to do will kick back up, but yeah, I was set to actually start filming. Like, oh my God, like the month of the strike, it was so crazy.
Oh, that is crazy. But it's good to know we have something to look forward to after you have a movie coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down. I don't know if I'm not exactly my old term, but I do like acting and I love the process of making movies and so I'm excited, to do more as it is I can.
Absolutely. You're actually going to be gracing us with your presence at the Waterville Opera House October 7th. You're coming here on tour, which is so exciting. You touched on it a little bit, Macy, but could you talk about what fans can expect from your live show coming up?
Yeah, it's our show is very musical. I have great musicians with me. Um but we pace the show and curate the show for the fans,
Mhm.
just to have a really good time, just to give everybody that break that you need, that 2 hours of coming out and just dancing and screaming and forgetting about all your troubles.
Yeah,
So
it's all
that's
about.
what the show is designed for, and that's what we do.
That is amazing. Have you ever been up to Maine before?
I think way early in my career, I went everywhere, and then like every other artist, you kind of um you kind of start routing your tours to the places where you have the most fans. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
mhm.
So I don't know if that was Maine. I
It's
don't know how
gonna
many
be.
times, but I know I went like early in my career. I definitely went out
That's
there. Yeah.
totally. Well, we're very excited to have you back here. Last but not least, in the state of Maine, our state motto is the way life should be. So I would like to know, according to Macy Gray, what is the way life should be?
I think life should be easy. I think people have so many like hurdle, like we're kind of conditioned that you have to work hard and, overcome your struggles and, you have to fail to succeed and all that shit, and I just wish, you wake up every day and it's just laid out for you, you just get up and live and have a good time. I don't see why we have to struggle to be okay in life. So I just think it should be easy. That's
Yes,
all.
that's perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today, Macy Gray. It's been so cool getting to know you a little bit better.
All right, sweetie. Thank you. I'll be out there.
Yay,
I'll
we
see you
will see
guys
you
soon.
October 7th. You take care.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.